Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, are you ready for a draft? Not the kind that, not that kind of draft. No, the kind that makes your children and the young people go off to war. Now, I'm not on here to claim that that's exactly what's happening, because it's not. There's no draft, well, not yet. But it does appear that we are inching just a little bit closer to that. So Joe Biden issued an order to the military. Apparently, according to all the experts, he is the commander-in-chief. I mean, whether you like it or not. Anyways, we're not going to go into that because I know it's a heated topic for a lot of people. Unfortunately, though, he has issued an order to call up 3,000 reservists. 3,000 reservists to be sent over to Europe to fall under the European Command, basically NATO, okay? I mean, maybe not exactly, but basically NATO. So 3,000 troops of reservists, and this is where a lot of people, kind of tone out because they don't know what it means. Called up like 450, basically folks, and I'm just going to try to put it in the most plain civilian way possible, guys that are pretty much out, and they're kind of have fulfilled their obligation, but yet they're still obligated to come back and serve if necessary, if called back up. And they've called up like 450 of those guys. So what that means is, and from what I can gather, and asking around from some of my veteran friends and then some things online, it appears that what everyone believes is that these are mostly going to be senior NCOs or folks that have very specialized areas, because they don't have a whole lot of that right now, and they're needing to train a whole lot of recruits, and so they're calling up or calling back a lot of specialized trainers, senior NCOs of that sort, to do some training. Because, I mean, why else would there be this intense push to get a lot of people trained? I mean, they've been complaining for over 2 years now about how recruitment is way down, and the numbers overall in just about every area is way down. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with all the gay transgender stuff that the military is pushing. I know it has nothing to do with the pronouns, and it has nothing to do with the cross-dressing soldiers that they're using to promote, recruitment and stuff like that. But the point is that 3,000 reservists are being called into active duty to be shipped over to Europe to basically work for NATO. And then another 450 or so of the more specialized soldiers and vets that probably thought that their service was done. Well, they're getting rolled back in so that they can go train some more. At least that's what it looks like. Why? Why is this being done? Well, in case you've been asleep for a while, just in the last few days and a couple of weeks, things have intensified when it comes to the relationship between NATO and Russia. The United States is sending cluster bombs. Cluster bombs are against the rules in about 100 different countries. And yet, and also at one point in the past, Joe Biden criticized the use of cluster bombs, but we're sending cluster bombs to Ukraine to use against Russia because we've run out of ammunition. At least that's what Joe Biden says. He says we've really just about run out of artillery shells, so we got to send that over. Also, F-16s are going over. Now, this was one of those things, if you remember, it was just a few months ago that it was like, no, we're not sending F-16s over. Well, they are being sent. Some of them are from Europe. Eventually, they'll come from us too. They're saying officially March 2024, but there's a lot of scuttle online that says that they'll probably be there by this fall, which is how things have been going so far. They'll give a projection date of when it's delivered, and it's usually much faster than that. Abrams tanks are also, they're already on their way, probably already there. We just don't really know it yet. And also France and some other countries are sending long-range missiles. So the point is is that we, the West, NATO, is escalating things, and Russia is saying, listen, you know, you need to stop it. You're crossing too many lines. Get down. Puppy's all wet and wants to play. I'm talking. I know. I can't help it. It's not playtime. No, you're gonna have to go play by yourself. You're all wet and nasty. Anyways, Russia. See, now she's gonna knock the camera over. Russia is kind of sick and tired of this. You know, and it's not about whose side you're on. It's about the facts. And Russia's been warning that this, especially the F-16s, are a major provocation because F-16s are capable of carrying nuclear warheads, unlike anything else that's pretty much been used in Ukraine. Also, Joe Biden has said that Ukraine must win, absolutely has to win. And NATO, although they didn't give any kind of specifications, they did give some security guarantees to Ukraine. So we are watching things escalate. Well, only the people that are paying attention are watching things escalate. The mainstream news media and the average person and even the average prepper aren't paying attention to it too much because it's been going on long enough now that everyone's lost interest in it. But the fact remains is that it's still going on, and there could very well be some major escalations in the coming weeks due to all of this. There could be some type of nuclear, detonation because of all this. There's still this concern about the power plants over there. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's going on. Most Americans, I think, have kind of forgotten about it. I mean, you don't even see too many people bragging about their Ukrainian flag and stuff. They've moved on to many other things now. Ukraine's just not popular anymore. You know, it doesn't hold its popularity quite like a Kardashian. And so people have kind of lost interest, even at the latest NATO summit. You know, poor old Zelensky was just kind of standing there on stage by himself while everyone was hugging each other and slapping each other on the back. Poor little, small Zelensky was just kind of all alone. It's unfortunate. The American people are starting to get tired of it, at least some people. The others, they just don't care. Because there's too many other things to pay attention to. We have to pay attention to this stuff, folks, because it could very much escalate. You could certainly see it's within the realm of possibility of some type of conscription. A draft could certainly happen. Recruitment is way down. All the numbers are down. We absolutely do not have enough fighting force, especially experienced, but certainly any kind of fighting force, to wage a full-scale war against Russia, and especially against China also. We just don't have it. Even many experts and military personnel have said that. This is not my conspiracy, tinfoil hat-minded wearing person saying that. It's just a fact. We don't have it. And so the very real likelihood that in the next months, year or two at the most, that we could see a draft, I think it's pretty high up there. We need to be stocking up. We need to be preparing. We need to be getting our houses in order. We need to be taking it serious. One of the things you could do, and I know you guys hate this, I'm going to leave a link down the description below, or you can go to defensewithtravis.com. Now, I can't specifically say what's there because of YouTube regulations, but I will tell you that they have some really nice things, the ones that all the liberals really hate, on sale for an extraordinarily low price as of the making of this video. I can't guarantee how long they'll be in stock, but you're not going to find something like this brand new, this price, anywhere else. But yeah, you can go to the link below, or you can go to defensewithtravis.com. But seriously, you need to be stocking up. You need to be taking it serious. Just because war breaks out in Europe between NATO and Russia does not necessarily mean that it will happen here. But I think for the first time since at least the War of 1812, the United States is in a place that war could break out on our doorstep. When you look at the hundreds of thousands of Chinese, military-age Chinese nationals and Russian nationals that's been coming across the border illegally, it starts to make you wonder. There's been speculation for years of all sorts of Russian and Chinese training that's gone on in Mexico and in Canada and even here in the United States. In fact, there's been all kinds of conspiracies running around over the last few years that there are specialized little Russian units all over, and Chinese units all over the United States. Most people brush that off because that seems a little kooky and crazy, at least the last few years. But now that this is happening and we're starting to see really official confirmation that there's a lot of them coming across the border now, it makes you wonder if some of these conspiracies in the past weren't that much of a theory at all. And it also should encourage you to get ready. You know, I can't tell you that we're going to go to war. I don't know. I can't tell you that there's going to be a draft. I can tell you that looking at the condition of things, the speed at which they're changing, and just really this intensity, it does appear likely. And if there isn't a war, there almost has to be something else to stop the war. And whatever that could be that stops the war may end up being worse than the war itself. So folks, you need to be getting your houses in order, preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.